Good evening, folks. How are we doing tonight? We've got a special show tonight. So, we all know that my shows are always about, hi, Wendy. Thanks for joining. We all know my shows are always about inspiration, things to bring you up, bringing the light out of the dark. And so, tonight, I thought it was only fitting to have an awesome guest panel on tonight. So, tonight we have Clayton Murwin, the hero maker, who inspired Mr. Ed Williams when he was 10 years old. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
What's up, Russ? What's up, Clayton?
What's up, Ed? What's up, Russ?
What's going on, Terrence? So I heard your guys' story on Brian Morris's Clever Title Pending, and I was just, really, it's really nice to hear that. What's that?
I was speaking to Wendy.
Oh, sorry. And so it was really cool to get to, hear your guys' story. When you were 10, you went to a Comic-Con and you met Clayton. And is that how you guys met, or did you know him before then?
Actually, I never went to a Comic-Con. I met Clayton.
Oh, okay.
We lived in the same town. We lived in Windsor, North Carolina. And he was in school with my brother and sister, and older brother and sister. And I would see Clayton's artwork, different places. And, from a younger age, I was, enjoying art anyway. I'd rather do that than my schoolwork. And then seeing older, person, somebody doing stuff that I like to do, it was catching my eye, and I was like, who's this guy? And I need to, check this out and see if I can do what he's doing and get better at it. So Clayton was a friend of the family, and he didn't mind me, showing me stuff, and that's where it all begun,
Is that true, Clayton? You didn't mind, or in his mind, you didn't mind. At 10 years old, you got that mindset of everybody loves you and wants to help you do stuff.
Yeah, I was a friend of the family, and I used to go around there, and I was in school with his sister and his older brother, and every time I'd come up to their house, he was like, "Hey, can you draw me something?" And I was like, okay, what do you want? And he's like, whatever. And so I'd draw something out for him. And I mean, he would ask me questions and say, well, how do you do this? What would you do here? So I'd sit down with him for a few minutes and I'd show him real quick, I'd draw a circle. This is how you do your head. This is how you do your body, and give him just quick pointers and stuff like that. And then he would I said, now go practice it. And I think what I gave him a piece of original artwork that I had, which he can't find now, which I just found out. But anyway, I gave him a piece. I said, I tell you what, next time I come around, here's a piece of artwork. I want to see what you can do with this. There you go.
Yep.
So I guess that put the bug into him. And how many times did you say you traced that thing?
A lot. And that's probably what happened. It probably wore out the piece of paper.
Yeah. So he did that, and then we kind of lost touch for a bit. I mean, and then when I was back in North Carolina, right before I went back to the UK, the last time, which I'm back in the States now, but the last time I was still in North Carolina, we touched base and stuff like that. So we've kept in touch over the years. Don't really see each other that much. And since found out he was on Facebook, we friended each other on Facebook. So he's been keeping up with my artwork. I've been keeping up with his artwork, and we banter back and forth every now and then, and he's always putting a little hash mark inspiration up there, which makes me feel good. I mean, don't take much to make an old fart like me feel good anyway, but I mean, and it's cool. I mean, I used to try to work with kids or people that were younger than me. Same with my granddaughters. Both my granddaughters can draw. And my eldest granddaughter, Cassie, not so much. She doesn't draw as much, but Kira, she's picked it up, and she's actually doing quite good. And I used to sit down with them when they were little, and I would show them, this is what you do. And Grandpa, can you show me how to do this? And so Grandpa would show her how to do that. And so, that's pretty much what I do. And I used to teach some of the local kids and stuff like that. So, and then when I was in Bertie High School, I was vice president of the art club. Mrs. Gail Bridgers was my art teacher. I believe she was yours too, wasn't she, Ed? Yeah.
Yes, she was.
And actually, when I was in school, I used to go back every few years and visit. And I think Ed was still in class when I would do that. And I would talk about what I was doing at the time. So she would get me up in the front of the class and talk about. But when I was going to school, and she would actually have me helping her teach the students, because I was that, I excelled in my artwork and when I was in high school and stuff. So it was fun. I did what I did. I remember doing a Mustang for some people. And then there was a young lady, bless her heart, she's not around anymore, Penny Forehand. She was in my art class together, and we used to do a lot of artwork and stuff for the school, like Bertie Falcon logos. And I did some artwork for the Bertie Falcon fledgling, somebody posted some stuff. I'm ashamed I even did. And I'm looking at it, good God almighty, I actually drew that. But, that's back when I was in high school. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But we had fun. But it's nice knowing that you inspired somebody else to keep at it. Because I used to tell Ed when he was little, if you want to do it, you got to practice it. And the only way you're going to get better is to practice. And you got to keep practicing. And when you think you've learned all there is to know, keep on practicing, because you ain't learned nothing yet. I'm 56 years old, almost 60, and I'm still learning new tricks of the trade. My mom taught me how to paint when I was a kid. My mom was an artist.
Yep.
I never actually really drew until I was older, but I used to draw with a brush. And so that's learning for me to draw with a pencil was quite a challenge, because I remember going up to my mom, and a little anecdote about that. And I'd tell my mom, I said, Mama, draw me this lion. And Mom said, well, you go draw it. And I'm like, well, I can't draw it. She said, okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to draw it. So she drew this lion for me. She gave me some tracing paper, and she gave me a pencil. And she says, now, I want you to take that over there, and I want you to trace it. Then after you trace it, I want you to pay attention while you're tracing it, how you're doing the lines. Then after you trace it, I want you to try to draw it. So I did. And the tracing looked a whole lot better than the drawing. But I kept trying until I got it that it looked enough like you could tell that it was a lion. So eventually that was my goal, and that's where I went, and then it went from one thing to another. But I've always been a huge Batman freaking fan. So I remember reading my first Batman comic, and that's really what got me into artwork and Kiss and Batman. Those two things were my number one things that inspired me to do what I do. So, but that's pretty much it with me.
Yeah, Kiss was in everything, the comic books, movies, and they even had a video game on the PC. It was it was kind of like Duke Nukem style game.
Oh, yeah.
They had everything. So it wasn't, unlikely for you to be in that kind of art. So, Ed, after you met Clayton, and he was a family friend, and he's who inspired you to do art, what was kind of the downfall of what got you away from doing comic book style art and into painting? Because you went away from it for a little while and did more painting and stuff like that.
Well, like Clayton said, I would go by his house and I'd see his mom painting, and he was painting or sketching or doing something. And I remember distinctively that him and his mom were working on a unicorn with lightning bolts that was in an alcove.
Yeah.
And it was awesome, man. The muscle texture, the veins, the muscles, and everything that was in the horse. I just remember that distinctively, and I was like, well, maybe I might like painting more, you know. So once I got into high school and got into class with Gail Bridges and Perla Speller was my other art teacher, they pushed me more towards doing, you know, acrylics and oils, and I did some, you know, comic stuff with some of the guys that wanted to do comic stuff, but not a lot. And I showed you photographs of those. But I started doing landscapes and, you know, and portraits, and I just got into that more instead of comic book stuff. And then started doing more pen and ink with the pointillism or stippling, whichever you want to call it. And did a lot of that, you know, with landscapes. And for a while, I was doing just lighthouse scenes and stuff that would sell, you know, because people want to buy lighthouse scenes. So, you know, what sells, you got to do. And I was doing lighthouse scenes on driftwood, on canvas, on little boxes, seashells, headboards, whatever I could do it on. You know, if somebody wanted it, I'd do a lighthouse scene. So from there, I talked with Clayton some, and, you know, he was showing me what he was doing. And I'd always been a fan, you know, and like, you know, we have said, he give me inspiration to do more art. And about 3 years ago, I went to my first Comic-Con, and I met with some of the artists there, and I wanted to get some, you know, artwork from the guys, and met a few artists, and talked with one, Wally McNair, which is a phenomenal artist. He did some great, or is doing some really great art, and awesome piece. And
is that a Ned Williams piece there?
No. That's one of Clayton's pieces.
This is one of my pieces. He was talking about lighthouses. This is actually a lighthouse in Birkenhead.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so at the Comic-Con, I'm talking to the different artists there at, you know, Artist Alley, and Wally was like, "Why don't you just, you know, get back into doing comics since you're not doing, you know, a lot of paintings right now? You know, just get back into it. You could, you know, get into the flow of things and be right here with us." And from Clayton, you know, give me his little sketchbook there that I still got in my collection, and a little bit of inspiration from guys at the Comic-Con, and I started putting the, you know, pen to paper, man, and here I am now. You know, I had my first store exclusive cover, Vengeance of Vampirella, last year, and now I've got the Xeno Nanite Titan that's coming out in November. I have a piece in that.
Who?
You know, that book writer, you know, Russell Allen from Russ Explode Studio.
I don't know who that is.
And then I got a couple coloring books where I have pieces in also with Make Comic Book Collecting Fun Again. I did a couple pages in their books, their coloring books. So I've got a few published pieces out, but that's where it is now. I mean, trying to keep busy with my full-time job and do this on the side as much as possible.
Hey, Sissy, how you doing?
Sis.
Yeah.
Hey, sis. Pops is here. What's up, Pops? Pops Van Zant.
Bob says, "Show us the wall behind you, Ed."
A Wendy Shaner, Pops Van Zant. What's up, Pops? How you doing, mate? Hello,
You go full screen? All right. What's Pops want to see? I got, let's see, I got 2 Todd McFarlane signatures up there, 9.8, Spawn and Spider-Man. And then I got the slab Vampirellas. Since I'm CGC certified with the signature series, I can get my artwork and covers slabbed. And then I got the Infinity Gauntlet slabbed. on the wall.
Back off, Tony. Soldier, stand
Oh, who did you have there, Clayton?
Captain America.
I switched to you. You ran off with them too late.
I've got the Avengers. We're getting ready to go together. Huh? No, anyway, I'm just joking. I'm trying. Oh dear Lord, I think I had too much Crown Royal.
Pops, the Vampirellos. That's a store exclusive for Hooked on Comics. We did that last year. I think there's only 500 copies of the regular and the of each copy, each version. So there's only 500 copies of them.
Where's my copy?
I'll send you one.
Okay.
I'll send you one of each. You want it remarked with blood all over? I mean, because I remarked some of them, like this piece.
Okay. Very nice. Very good. Yeah, I commented on that when you did it. I thought you did a really good job on it. I mean, your artwork has improved tenfold from, I mean, and that's what happens when you work at it.
You got to keep doing it.
Better is to keep working at it. And even now, I mean, occasionally I'll give you some heads up on something if I think it don't look quite right. And I still get people to do that to me. I'll put it out there and I'll say, look, hey, does this look right? Or my wife is my number one critic. She will let me know if something looks right or wrong in a heartbeat, sometimes to the detriment of my ability. And I will say, honey, it's fine. I don't need any more input. But no, she's like, well, it's just that it just don't look quite right, honey. I'm like, okay, dear. But she's good. But yeah, I like that piece. That's a good piece. One of your better pieces.
I appreciate it. And the last time me and Clayton were together talking, he was getting ready to go back to the UK to be with his wife. And he was trying to lessen his load to carry to the UK. And I was more than happy to take some of his artwork to store here at the house. And I've got quite a few of his pieces, this being his first comic, I believe.
Yeah. Yep. And I've got a comic right here. That's the very first comic I ever did.
And this being the Untold Stories from Iraq and Afghanistan.
And I've got the same one there.
Look at you guys twinsing out tonight.
Now this book, I only did one piece in this book. Just a quick on it, which was this piece right here. This one right here. That's the soldier and the little Iraqi boy holding the American flag. That's the only piece I drew in the book. But this book here was produced, very first serious novel I did, and the first time it had ever been done using real life stories from men and women that served in our military. The Department of Defense actually contacted me and was so in awe about how I was able to get the troops to talk about. I said, well, you listen to them and you don't judge them. And that's how you get them to talk, because they got a story to tell, but they're not, if you're willing to listen, but don't judge, because so that eventually led to two other books that I did for the Department of Defense. But this book here, every single person, nobody got paid to do it. It was all done out of the kindness and the goodness of our hearts. And I headed this whole thing up. And it was initially put together by After Hours Press. It was during I had my nonprofit organization called Heroes Fallen Studios, which I was the president. And we did this. And we had the likes of Tom Orskowski did all the lettering. Valerie Finnegan did the writing. Who else? Larry Hama did the forward for the book. My wife is crawling on her knees across the floor so she doesn't get seen. Larry Hama, the great G.I. Joe. I can't get it. There we go. Where's that? Where's my bloody camera at? There we go. The great Larry Hama wrote the forward for the book. And then I got, this is me over here, Sergeant Murwin, which that was done by Victor Castro. We had the great Jerry Bingham, who did Batman Confidential. He did the first story in the book. He did all the artwork. We got did C.J. Grisham's story. We did there's so many wonderful, talented people. The great Philip Craig Russell. He did some book. Absolutely amazing, you know. And I mean, we pulled together a lot of people to do these books, to do this book, and you know, it was a labor of love for me, and I really wanted to do something. I mean, then we had who was it? ForceProtection.net donated $5,000 to us to do 5,000 copies of the books. The printer, the printer agreed to do each book for $1 a piece, putting it together. So everybody came in and everybody produced this, and it was the very first book that I seriously, as a publisher, put out. And then we went on from that, and then the Department of Defense commissioned me to do 2 other books, which was the Korean War Volume 1. Yeah, Korean War Volume 1. I did the cover for this. It's a hard copy. And Korean War Volume 2, and I did the cover for this one as well. And these are still available. I no longer own the rights to these. I gave them the right because I was going to the UK and wasn't really planning on coming back to the States. I signed over the rights to the books to my former vice president. So he's still selling these. You can still get them. You contact Daniel Monroe, and you can still order these books on, I think he still has them through his own publishing company, which I'm trying to remember what the name of his publisher, but he's a friend of mine on Facebook. His name's Daniel Monroe. You can still get these books from him. Unfortunately, Untold Stories from Iraq and Afghanistan are out of print. They'll never be. I still have the files for it, and I still own the rights to this one. So this may show up in sometime in the future, but you never know. And that's pretty much where I'm at on that. But go ahead, Ed. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro.
You're good. You're good. It's all good. I was just going to show more of your artwork anyway.
Go ahead. Go ahead on it. Show it, baby. Show it.
So when he was getting ready to leave, I got some more stuff, but this is one of my favorite pieces. This is one of his sketchbooks, and the cover is pretty cool. But on the inside, being a Batman fan, you have some really unique artwork. You got to know where he was going with it and what he was thinking. But some of the stuff here is so awesome, the way he layered it. It's just piece after piece in this book. That's one of them. Here's another piece I thought was awesome that he did for me. And then probably my favorite version of his Batman that he does is that Batman right there. That's just freaking awesome. And he didn't even sign it.
Well, that was like one of my personal sketchbooks. I just kind of threw stuff together, and I'd have a thought. And it was kind of like a thing that I threw together, and I was going to revisit things. So that's what I did with my sketchbooks. I would sketch something out, and they're the same guy. Maybe there's too much CC.
Yeah, I said I was commenting on there because I seen Matt Burgermeister Half Pap joined in.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
I was saying hi to him, and he was like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's the same guy."
That's cool. So, Clayton, what do you have new going on right now?
Oh, well, let's see. What do I have going on? I've got loads going on. Yeah, I've got my book. This can be ordered on Amazon right now. This is the cover that I illustrated for Captain Hawkling and the Ghost Army. The author is Charles F. Milhouse. He's a fantastic author. This is book 8 in a series. I've been notified by Charles that I will be doing the remainder of the following issues. I think he said there were 10 issues. So I will be doing the next covers for the next remaining issues.
Nice.
This is I've been reading this. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I've read this, and this is absolutely, if you like the old pulp style more of adventure, intrigue, drama like The Shadow, The Phantom, stuff like that. This is the type of writing that he does. I'm involved in, I'm doing a lot of cover work for the old New Pulp magazines or New Pulp art or novels. So I'm speaking of that. I'm also, which can be still ordered on Amazon as well. I am in this book called Who's Who in New Pulp. This was produced by Ron Fortier and Airship 27 Productions. They produced this book, and I am listed right here in the pages with some amazing writers, authors. I'm right there on that one right there.
Yep.
And Tune Me. So I'll give a close up. That's a drawing, a portrait of me. One side is a portrait I drew of myself. The other side is an actual photo. So, but I'm in this book along with, oh my goodness, so many great artists and writers and people that are just amazing. Rob Davis, Davis Milton, just to name a few. Ron Fortier, Des Robert, Charles F. Milhouse, Gilmore Kane. I mean, it's just loaded with people that are involved in the New Pulp and comics and novels, and so it's a great book. I'm honored that I was included in this. But speaking of that as well, also on Amazon right now is The Eye of Dawn. Now, I did not do the cover for this one, but I did the 9 illustrations in the book on the interiors. So there's this, basically the guy wanted it done like the old pulp magazines where you get random interior drawings of certain parts of the book, the novel. So that's what I did. I did the artwork for these, and you can order this online. I believe it's $19.99 on Amazon. That's some more of the artwork that I did in it. So there are black and white drawings. That's one of my favorite pieces that I did for the book. I love that piece. So yeah, I got a lot of.
Have a good night, Andre.
Thanks for coming, Andre.
Yeah, thanks for watching, man.
And no, Peggy, I think Ed's just going to show off some of his art tonight. No doodling.
Yeah, no.
Although I am interested to know, have you done any more on the Defoe?
No, I've been saving it.
On the who?
Been saving it for another show.
Cool. He did sketch cover live from the studio. It's the Joker as Willem Dafoe.
Oh, right. He hasn't finished it yet. That looks pretty good there, Mr. Ed.
Yeah, I want to finish this one online, so that I've been saving it.
Gotcha.
Uh-oh. Now we got some OG art going on up in here.
That's a cool piece. Look at the background. Look at all the details.
This is Lance Starr and Captain Hawkman. This is part of Pulp Reality magazine, which is coming out shortly. I'm doing some artwork for that. A bunch of other people are involved in it doing some artwork. But I did that piece, and I've got this piece as well that's going to be in it. And that's Lance Starr, and that's Captain Hawkman in the background. This is another piece that's in it.
Awesome.
As you can see, I do a lot of pen work and a lot of detail, and that kills me. This is the actual cover for the original Captain Hawkman, the colored artwork. Sorry for the glare. It's got I got it in Mylar. But yeah, it's I got a whole bunch of, let's see. These are the original pages for the artwork that's in Who's Who, The Eye of Dawn. So this is all the original inks. If I can get them in here. There we go. That's the original. That's not my cover, but that's the cover for that. That's another piece I did honoring 9/11. But yeah, these are that's the original piece there. These are all the original inks. I normally do not get rid of my inked art unless somebody, if I do, I sell it. I very rarely give that away. This is a Kirby piece I did.
Nice. Very nice.
Honoring Jack Kirby's 100th birthday. I didn't do one this year. I was going to do it, but I didn't get a chance. And this, you like zombies, don't you, Ed?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you'll love this piece then. I haven't, based on Best Little Whorehouse, Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Awesome. Awesome piece.
So, Clayton, I'm sure everybody in the audience is wondering, why do you have the nickname The Hero Maker?
Why do I have what?
The nickname The Hero Maker.
Bring yourself back on so I can read your lips. I'm hard of hearing.
Hold on a second.
There you go.
I said, I'm sure everybody in the audience is wondering, but why do you have the nickname The Hero Maker?
Well, I create life one line at a time. I was interviewed by a reporter back in, I believe it was, oh, bloody heck, when was this? This was back in 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. And the reporter asked me, they basically coined me as the hero maker because I created superheroes. And they did an interview with me, and that's how it came up in the paper. I actually still have the paper, I believe. And it says that, the hero maker on it. So that's where my nickname came from, the hero maker. So that's how I got it. I was actually given to by a reporter that did an interview on me.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
then I put my little sub thing on there because I create life one line at a time. Because when you see, the fun thing about it being an artist, you can put yourself in your work. You can put anything in your work. It's same as writing if you're a writer. So if you're writing, you can write whatever you want. You can just create whole new worlds, adventures, whatever. The limit is your imagination. Same thing with an artist. I can create new worlds, creatures, monsters, zombie, you name it. I mean, come up with things that ain't even been existed yet, and just do whatever and call it whatever. And who's going to say it don't look right? Because I'm the one creating it. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's why we do what we do. We do what we do because we love what we do. And
That's right.
It's like breathing. If you're an artist and if you have the desire, I know people that can draw, and I've had people ask me, well, can anybody draw? Anybody can learn the process of drawing and being an artist. Okay? Anybody can do it. I don't care who you are. If you practice at it, you can learn the process and you can improve. Who did that? Did you do that, Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it back up there, Russ. Let me see it. Now, how old were you when you did that?
Just recently.
Okay, but guess what? You actually have the ability to draw because I could actually make out what you were trying to do there. All right, so here's the basic. Anybody can learn the process and anybody can improve, but a true artist, they have to create. It's just like breathing. You might be able to go without doing it for a while, but when people try to stifle that, or if you try to stifle it, it makes you very irritable, makes you very, because you how can I explain? You're not able to release that, and that's how we release. Some people go out and I'll have a drink. I'm having a drink right now. Crown Royal, vanilla Crown Royal. Yeah, great shit, man. I'm telling you. Oh, sorry. Great stuff. Yeah, so I'm having that. But at the end of the day, and other people release other ways. But when I'm sitting down and I'm drawing and I'm creating something and then I get that satisfaction, then sometimes I get frustration because it's not working the way I want it to work. You know that, don't you there, Ed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work properly. And it just drives you crazy. Then you need to walk away from it and come back to it and visit it later. But we have to create, and that's what we do. I just finished doing some charity sketch cards for WW2 Bomber Beauties for Morty Klutsky. I can never say the guy's last name. But he donates sketch cards. I donate sketch cards to them every year to help with cancer for children and stuff like that. So every year he does that. This was last year's pack. And I actually did a Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Sunbeam. And then these were just random. These are other artist cards in here as well. You know, there's a Deadpool somebody did. So I got a complimentary set, you know, for doing what I did. But that's what we do now. They're doing the books this year. The cards they're doing this year are hold on a second. Are for these, which are Bomber Beauties.
Oh, nice.
And this was part of the cards. I haven't done anything on that one. They sent us some extra cards for us to do stuff on. So I normally do whenever I'm on an interview or something like that, I normally do like a giveaway or something, or a print or what have you. So I'm going to think about what I'm going to do. But if somebody could tell, if anybody's watching me and can tell me something that I've posted recently online that knows me, then the first person that, and you can't go look at my profile either. you got to know something about what I'm doing, then I can give somebody a free print, or a free. I'll decide yet. I might give a free comic or a free print. So we'll go from there. But I'll need their address and stuff if anybody doesn't. So the first person that posts anything in the chat room about it, there you go. And I do a lot. My wife gets mad at me over that because she says, you have got to stop giving stuff away for free and doing stuff for nothing. Well, I do stuff for nothing if I think it's going to advance me. But most of the time I do charge for my work. And I'm not real expensive, but I'm not cheap either. So, you can go on my website, www.artoftheheromaker.com, and check it out. My prices are listed on that. I believe you posted the links to my website, Russ. So, if anybody wants to see what kind of work I do or visit anything, if you go to my news and updates on my website, that's my most recent stuff and that I post and that I do. I try to keep that updated pretty much on a weekly basis. Working at Amazon, because I do a lot of hours during the week, and we're getting ready to go into peak and prime, which is all rolling together right now. So a lot of my artwork kind of takes a back seat going in through the holidays. So this time period, I don't get a whole lot of artworks done. So from here on out, until next year, and when things slow down, then that's when I get the majority of my stuff. My artwork stuff done is in the first of the year. But I'm open for commissions all the time. And if you would like a commission, you can reach out to me about it and stuff like that. I got to give my shameless plugs, it is what it is. That's how we make our things. If you'd like to have me involved with a project, contact me and ask me if I'm available. And I will tell you, I'm pretty tied up right now, but anything in the future next year, if you're interested, contact me and we can maybe work something out. I'm always open for covers because they're one shots. I can do those quickly and turn around on them. But if it's like sequential work where you want me to do a whole book or something like that, then I have to talk about that, and I don't do anything like that without a contract though. If I sign a contract, if you're going to work with me on that, you will sign a contract. We will have a contract. I have been burnt too many times. So anything that you want to do with me on that basis, you're going to have a contract, illustrator's contract. There you go.
So Ed, I heard talks that you have some new pieces to show off tonight.
Oh yeah,
some new sketch cards and stuff that you have available.
Yeah, I've been working on these remark covers of the Walking Dead 163. The Walking Dead 163 cover, I thought they didn't put enough stuff on it, too much dead space. So I decided to add some stuff. But this is the original cover, the way you get it, or you could get it, or still can find it probably. I'm trying to buy them all if I can. But that's the original cover. And I take and add different characters to them. Here's Rick and Morty. And
very nice.
Here is, remember Stewie? I know Russ remembers Stewie. Here is the child, the Mandalorian. And here's my most recent one that I finished, and for Halloween, Voorhees.
I like that. That's good.
And I've got two that I'm working on. This is one for Halloween also. This is going to be Mr. Myers.
Ed, I got a question for you.
Yes.
What are you using on the comic book covers to draw? What medium are you using?
I'm using a bunch of different mediums. The main thing, I try to lay out all my pencils really light, because if these covers are so tender, they tear easy, and they're not really acceptable to markers and stuff. So I tend to erase the pigment from the cover and then come back with the markers on top, and it actually holds better. I don't know if that's a secret or not, but I mean, it actually works.
So you're coloring it with a pencil, with colored pencils, and then you're going back over it with a marker?
I actually erase with a one of the typewriter erasers. I'll take and erase pigment from the cover, and then come back with Copic markers over that, and it actually takes a little better.
Okay, so you're basically taking the sheen off. And
yes.
Coming back. Okay, I got you. Yeah. I was just curious. Now, do they bleed through?
No, they have not bled through yet.
Oh, very nice. You know what? You gave me an idea. I might have to check that out.
That's a Mandalorian. I got to finish it. I got some new airbrush stuff so I can get the flames. So the all the zombies' hands are going to be inflamed. So I got to do some more detail on that one. But that's one that's in work also.
Zombies. It's what's for dinner.
Oh yeah. And then sketch cards. I love sketch cards because I like working in small mediums. But of course, that was the baby Yoda or the child, whatever you want to call him, in The Mandalorian. And I actually just got a bunch of prints in of 5x7 of that sketch card. So, and then the Black Panther sketch card. And then I have prints of that in also 5x7. Which Russell knows about it, but a lot of people don't. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about it some. I have a character that I have come up with and have a backstory and started doing writing about the character, and probably enough for at least one comic. But I want to go kind of like Jack Kirby and draw the story first and put the words to it, So I started doing some sketches on it's in pencil. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've done some work for some of the scenes. But his name is Relinquish, and he's I want to say cop gone rogue, but he's a small town cop that you could probably mix Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with him. And he's going to be a little different, but it's going to be a pretty cool story. I got a lot of work to do with it to get it where I want it before I get it, and present it to everybody. But, I want everybody to know that Relinquish is going to be coming soon. Soon may be in a year, soon may be 2 years. You never know. But Relinquish will be coming. Everybody will see him. Everybody will know him. He may be part of Teen Titan. I don't know.
Very good. Kick it.
So I've been busy.
I expect to see it by the end of next year.
I've been busy, so.
And let's not forget Team Titan, Mr. Ed Williams' piece for Xenonanite Titan on Kickstarter soon. Check out the pre-launch link.
That's right. And I forgot one other thing. Old comics, the ones that are tore up, the covers are tore up, the pages might be tore up, missing pages. I take old comics and recycle them on canvas. I'll take the canvas and cover them with pages, and then just put something simple like Wonder Woman's logo. And then on the back, I put what issue it is, what number, what year it was from. There's if you can see down, I know Clayton being a Batman guy.
You can send that one to me.
Send that one to you. That's Batman 210 from 1969, March of 1969.
Oh, God. That's amazing work. But every time I look at it, because I'm a comic book collector, so when I see old comics cut up like that, it cringes my soul. But anyway, but that is awesome work. I love the way you did that. That looks good.
There's a Spider-Man. But remember, these are comics that were going to go in the trash because either the pages were torn out or the covers were torn up. So they're being recycled so they don't go in the landfill and they become a piece of artwork.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I know I've got a bunch of older Batman comics that I've been getting throughout the years. And I think the oldest one I got is 1952, where Batman's
Nice.
carrying Robin. He's been killed. So,
And here's another one of the pieces that Ed has done. And if you would like to see a lot more of Ed's work, you can also check him out on Instagram at Ed's Artworks.
Yep, artworks with an X.
what are you selling those for, Ed?
Depending on the size. I've got some 8x10s and then some 11x14s, just depending on the size. Anywhere from $25 to $40, just depending on how much art I actually put on it.
That's pretty cool. I like that. That's clever. That's a clever idea. I like that. That's your artistic side kicking it. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Check him out.
Nice one, Batman.
There you go. I knew you would like that one.
Yeah, that's nice. That's kind of reminiscent of a Frank Millerish piece.
And I am CGC certified.
And you also have
So I
copies
can
of
send
these
my work
books
off,
available
get it
for
graded,
sale.
and have it. Yes, I still have copies of those. I have copies myself. And Hooked on Comics in Pennsylvania, they also have, because they're the store who got me to do that version, that cover. So they have copies.
And so if you want a CGC copy with a remark or signed, Ed can hook you up. So if you like that cover, definitely hit up Ed, message him, say, hey, I want one of these sweet Vengeance of Vampirella covers, remarked, signed, CGC'd, whatever you want, and work something out with them.
Yep.
And then here's some pieces you did for Brian Silverback's project, who we had on last Saturday, who currently has his Kickstarter up for Kara Prime. This is the Loggerhead.
Yeah, that's Loggerhead. Awesome character. Yep, a headshot of Loggerhead. And I think I'm probably one of the first artists that actually took on Loggerhead from the front face view. I don't think anybody else has done that yet.
And this is one of my favorite pieces. I love the Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, the Toy Story. Yeah, that was a fun piece.
Claw.
Yeah, the claw. He's being saved by the claw from the zombies. Hey, that's the stick figure.
And I don't know where this piece ever ended up.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that was the stick figure communicating piece.
And here's some of the pieces that Ed does for Make Comic Book Collecting Fun Again. They do, if you guys haven't ever heard of that group, they do monthly charity sketch auctions where they send blank covers and coloring books and stuff to the artist. And here's a few that Ed had done for the ones a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And then here's a really cool piece too, a robotic. Come on, there we go.
Oh yeah, that's Terminal Ghost Rider.
Terminal Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
And here's the pieces I was looking for. Ed does phenomenal Harry Potter sketches. And no, the originals aren't for sale. His wife will murder you if you try to buy them.
You're right.
But the detail on these are amazing.
I do have prints available of those.
Now, who's scrolling all this? Is that you, Ed, or is that you, Russ?
That's Russell.
That's me.
Okay.
He just broke into my Instagram.
Yeah, I hacked into it.
here's a when I was at work on lunch, I was doodling and started thinking of how I wanted Relinquish to look, and this was
Whoops, wrong one.
So kind of, sort of, I got some bugs to work out, but it'll get there.
Then he said, I'm blessed to have such great artists in my family.
Oh, your mommy's on there, Mr. Ed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, Miss Peggy. How you doing?
Here is the coloring book, the first volume of Make Comic Book Collecting Fun Again. And I actually got them to put my Deadpool on the cover to add to my own collection. But it's actually inside also with a lot of other great artists, the same pictures inside. And I give some to some friends, to their kids, and they said it was great, except for my character only had one color you could put on it. And I was like, okay, you got me there. So the second year, I did this Deadpool, and they had plenty of coloring to do there, different colors.
I entered some. I actually gave some work for that, but I don't think they ever used any of my work in those.
They stopped at the second coloring, the full size coloring book. They haven't done a third yet, as far as I know. And yours may have been going into the third book.
Okay, I know I did submit a piece for them, but I never heard anything back from them, so I don't know if they used it or if they didn't.
Yeah, but with COVID, I don't know if they produced a third big book yet because of COVID.
Yeah, it seems like Ed and I are in a lot of the same groups and stuff like that. So we have every now and then I see him pop up. It's like a weasel. It'll pop up out of the ground. Whoop, whoop.
You got to do it, man. You got to hit all the groups that you can. You got to meet all the people.
That's right.
That's like Billy Tucci, and I'm sure y'all know who he is. He just did an amazing Kickstarter, finished it last year on Indiegogo and Kickstarter, and they raised over $180,000 for She, The Return of the Warrior. And they're just now fulfilling all of the things out, and I'm waiting with bated breath to get my copy of it. But I backed that project. I backed a couple other projects as well. Wrong way. And I backed a couple other projects. But Billy Tucci is a good friend of mine. And I love when he does anything, because he is like, he's catching. When he does anything or Kickstarter or something like that, you just can't help but get like so wrapped up in it. You've watched some of his stuff, haven't you, Ed? I mean, he's just a. I try to be like that, but I'm no Billy Tucci. So I mean, at the end of the day, but he's so out there. I mean, right in your face, and he really knows how to do the Kickstarters and stuff like that. So if anybody's doing a Kickstarter and you're wanting to make sure it's successful, check out their site, Crowdfunding Comics, and get involved and talk to Billy and get involved with all that group. They can help you on your Kickstarters. They've been there, they've done it, they've tested it, and if you follow what they do, your Kickstarter is going to be pretty successful. I know, just like another friend of mine, Raymond Leonard, he lives in Chicago, and he just did a Kickstarter for his Agent Solo. Rob Liefeld helped promote that, and he just got funded. He had tried it before and he didn't get funded, Rob Liefeld got involved with it because he's friends with Rob, and all of a sudden, boom, they took off. So it got funded this second time, and so sometimes it's who you know as well, So you get in these groups, and if you don't know people, it's like with I'm dear friends with Brian Krause, who's an actor. He's in the TV series Charmed. He helped do some work with us when I was doing my nonprofit and stuff like that. So, get the best advice I could give on something like that is get involved with groups and creators and, learn from them because they've already done a lot of this stuff and been tried and tested. I've had 3 successful, Kickstarters. One successful Kickstarter, and then I produced my own books. But at the end of the day, you need to, when you get out there and trying to get these books done, the number one thing is make sure your rewards are something that you can fulfill. Okay. Don't overshoot yourself. Make sure your money, where your money's going. Know where the money, what you're spending on what and what it's going to be. And make sure you have all that, because a lot of failed Kickstarters is people will get the money and then they don't produce the rewards afterwards. And that will ruin the business in a heartbeat. So if you're putting out rewards out there for a Kickstarter or anything, make sure that you're keeping an eye on what your funds are available. What's going to cost shipping, what it's going to cost to produce the book, what it's going to cost for the printing, what it's going to cost for your colors to whatever else you got involved with it. Make sure all your ducks are in a row before you even start that Kickstarter campaign. Because if you're not in 100% in a row and you start that Kickstarter, you're going to fail, straight up.
Now I know, Clayton, you were talking earlier about Larry Hama. And I met Larry Hama at a Comic-Con, probably my second Comic-Con, and got him to autograph a couple books and talk with him a little bit. And I could not get him to do a Cobra Commander.
Really?
Yeah, he said he was, I guess his contract, he couldn't do a Cobra Commander. But I got him to do, a couple pieces and got some autographs. A really cool guy. Really down to earth, but I decided to do my own Cobra Commander on a sketch card, and it turned out really cool.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. But if you notice on his collar, I don't know if you can see it real good, but I made him join another group.
I can't see who it is.
I made him join Hydra.
Oh.
What if Cobra Commander and Hydra were a team?
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that would be not good.
Yeah.
That's just like when they had Captain America come out, and apparently he was a Hydra agent, and a lot of people did not like that. I mean, you're talking. So let me go into the comics for a second here. I understand what a lot of people are doing in the comic book industry right now, but Marvel and DC, they're really hurting themselves because they keep messing with time-tested, age-old icons and keep trying to change all these icons into different things. Most old guys who like old comics and people like that who still are the main ones that buy comics, unfortunately, and you've got a younger generation coming up, but people don't really like it when you start playing with characters and changing them. If you want to change a character or do something, make a new character or have a derivative of another character like that. Leave the old guys. That's my personal opinion. These icons, they actually got so much flack from it that they had to go back and regroup that and said, no, that was just I forget what it was. It was some kind of thing, but they were going to actually leave that, but they got so much flack from the reader. They're like, no, we're not going to do that. But independent comics right now are just taking everything by storm. I'm thinking that independent books and independent publishers are the new age of comic books. People are buying that stuff. People are supporting it. When you can earn and raise $180,000 for an independent book, that's no chump change. That's, you got a little name recognition. You get somebody on your project and you get a little bit of name recognition. Or if you've got a product that's absolutely amazing, and you get out there and you put it on Indiegogo or Kickstarter, and you start making and people like it, they're going to support it. And if they support, and don't look to get rich, because you're not going to get rich in this business. I'm telling you that right now. You do it because you love it. Unless you're a few Jim Lee, people like that have the greats of the greats. They pretty much can write off and do what they want to do. And I love Jim's work. I love other people's, like him, Jerry Bingham, Philip Craig Russell, Billy Tucci, Larry Hama, all these guys. I mean, they're John Boy Myers. I mean, Brian Silverback, he's with the frog thing or whatever the turtle he's got going out. Yeah, I mean, that's a cool character. I like it. I was actually thinking about doing a what you call it, commission. I mean, not a commission, but a homage of it, and then giving it to him. But I was like, nah, he probably wouldn't like it anyway. So, but anyway, that being said and done. But yeah, on any other Kickstarter stuff, I mean, it's that if you've got your guy, what's his name, Ed?
What's that? Oh, relinquish.
Yeah, start pounding that out there. Put that name out there. When you go on these sites, these groups and stuff like that, start putting it in your feed. Start putting it on your page. Start putting it. Give updates. Start drawing and stuff like that. People get used to the name. People get used to the character. They're going to say, "Oh, I heard about that on such and such site." Try to get an interview with Bleeding Cool. Try to get an interview with, you're interviewing here with Russell on Russ Explodes. Get up with Brian K. Morris. He's a friend of mine. Tell him I sent you over there. Get him in. Do an interview on his show. Go any place that you can get someone to listen to you. Get on there, and I'm giving you more advice now. Okay, it's great. Any place that you can do to get yourself heard and your characters seen, do it. The same to you, Russell. You got your Kickstarter coming out, right?
Don't worry, I have no problems getting myself out there.
You're out there. You're doing your stuff. You're good. You see what I'm saying? So that's the number one thing: getting seen, getting that. I'm known in the industry. I'm nobody big in the industry, but I'm known, and it's because I don't shut up. I talk all the time, and I get out there and I throw myself out there. I mean, what they gonna do? Tell me not to come on again? Okay, fine. I've already been on, so it is what it is. But we do what we got.
Speaking of Brian K. Morris will be on this show in 2 weeks on Sunday.
Oh, really? All right. Yeah, you got yourself a good one there. Brian's a good guy. I love Brian.
Yeah, I was on with Brian, I want to say 3 weeks ago. I think it was 3 weeks ago on Saturday. I was on Clever Title Pending with him, and it was a good show. Brian's a great guy. And for anybody that doesn't know who Clayton's talking about, you'll see me sharing it out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Brian gets on there, and he has Nevermind the Furthermore. And on Nevermind the Furthermore, he will basically gets on there and, talks with people, promotes projects, and, helps gives people a shout out. And same thing with Clever Title Pending on Tuesday nights. Actually, he was on an hour before I get on. He gets on and talks to creators like Mr. Clayton there, who was on a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's how you contacted me, was through Brian, because you'd watched my interview and then heard about Ed and me and this, that, and the other. So then you contacted me. So There you go. That's the way you do it. That's the
way you do
we're all close. We're all a family. We all need to help one another. And we're not really in competition with each other well, we are in a way, but we're not. Because I'm trying to get you to buy my stuff, and he's trying to get you to buy his stuff. But we need to promote one another, because if we promote what you're doing and you promote what I'm doing, and then we all promote one another, it benefits everybody.
Well, and what it's about is it's about meeting people that are passionate about each other's projects. I mean, it's like, Ed, is passionate about my project. He likes the idea. He likes the story. And, it's the same thing with Ed. Ed talked to me about Relinquish, and we talked about it for a bit. And I was like, that sounds really cool. I can't wait, to see you bring the idea to fruition. So it's all about meeting people that are passionate about their projects and passionate about others' projects and making friends. I mean, that's what these shows are all about to me, is not, gig out there and be like, hey, I got this book coming out, buy my book. I mean, yeah, I'm going to tell you about my book because I'm excited about it. I'm amped. I'm really super stoked that it's finally going to be coming out. But it's more about making the relationships, finding people that are as emotional and that are invested in the industry like I am, and love to sit and talk shop about, the latest comic book that's coming out. Hey, check out this new book, and, oh yeah, I love that. I seen the, or, having healthy debates about them doing gender benders on, comic book characters, stuff like that.
Gender benders on the comic. Okay, I'm going to leave that one right there.
Yeah, I mean, like Iron Man, they talked about, making Iron Man a female, since, they kind of pretty much were talking about ending his series with the movies. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of what, I'm going to do something, another shameless plug. Don't forget, you can buy these on Amazon. All three of them right here on Amazon. The Eye of Dawn, Captain Hawkland and the Ghost Army, Who's Who in Newport. I don't get no money from any of these, but I got work in them. So support the people that produced them, all right? Because if you support them because of my work, then I get more work. So there you go.
And one of the things I wanted to touch base on too is, Clayton was talking about charities and stuff earlier, and we were talking about make comic book collecting fun again. I'm going to pop this link in there for everybody. It's something I like to throw in on a lot of shows. Mr. Ed Williams over here is one of the guys that, we donate off and on, pretty much try to every week to cb4k.org. It's a great organization where they send comic books to kids that are ill in the hospital that may never get to go home again. He's constantly shipping huge bundles of books out to the hospitals. 100% of the proceeds go towards shipping and boxing and getting new books. I mean, now granted, he does have a relationship with like Image and Dark Horse and some of the bigger indie publishers, but it still costs a lot of money to ship the books. So Ed has also donated work to John and Mary with Hooked on Comics, and to have them auction off. It's something they do every Saturday evening at, I don't know what time now, because they've kind of bounced around on it, but it's a great organization, and it's also one of the organizations that Ed's passionate about too. So I just definitely wanted to bring it up tonight, because now I'm not the only one that talks about it all the time.
Yep. Yeah, CB4K is an awesome organization, and I'll continue donating pieces whenever they need something. I'll definitely donate a piece. Being a Shriner and helping kids raise money for kids. I've been doing that for 7 years, and it's just another branch of that with CB4K that I can help donate, to help kids. It's always good, man. Always give back.
Russ, I have been trying for the last hour to figure out how to bloody write something in this thing. I can't respond to anybody on this thing. How do you respond on?
Are you on your computer?
I'm on my Mac.
On your Mac?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm usually not if I'm on the receiving end of a StreamYard, I'm usually on my phone. So
I mean, I'm trying to find some place to respond to comments, and I can't. I mean, I'm sorry, but y'all were talking about the charities. I was going to pop one in that I support, which is let me see if you get this on the private chat, and then you can post it for me.
yeah, that's fine.
And I see.
Yeah, I don't
Jack
know. In the comments,
earlier.
you should have a thing for you to post at the bottom. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not usually on the receiving end. So. All right, give me a second. I'll paste that over.
Okay. This is Sheamus Smith is the president of League of Enchantment. They do cosplay. He's the Michigan Batman. He dresses as the Dark Knight. The story about him, he hit a child when he was coming home one day, nearly killed, tore him to pieces. He started this organization because of that horrible accident. The kid survived, or the young boy survived, and Sheamus still has, nightmares from that whole thing to this day. But he founded the League of Enchantment, and they're a group of cosplayers that get together and go to hospitals, and they do all sorts of stuff, visits, comic books. I've been doing some artwork and stuff for them and stuff like that. But check them out. They're a wonderful organization, and they help kids with cancer, all kinds of childhood diseases. They go to they partner with Make-A-Wish Foundation and other things like that. So check them out. They're a Michigan nonprofit organization. If anybody would like to get involved with doing some stuff for them or anything like that, feel free to contact them. Sheamus Smith is the SHAMUS is the president, and then that's pretty much it. And I do some other stuff for some other organizations and stuff like that. And I still do a lot of free stuff for our military. I've done over hundreds of portraits for Gold Star mom and dads who have died free of charge. I don't charge for that, of their loved one. So I've got. You check my website out, you can see a lot of the portraits I've done, and stuff like that. But I don't do it as much since I'm not doing the nonprofit because people just don't approach me about it. But if I do still get approached about it, I will do one for them. So, but check out the League of Enchantment. They're a good organization, along with a couple of. They're really a great organization. I support them 100%.
Very good.
Yeah, because let's be honest. At the end of the day, everybody's like, why do you want to get into this industry? Why do you like doing art? Why do you want to be creative and write stories? Well, what it is we like to see people smile. We like to make people happy. And, so not only by creating books and creating art like you guys do, not me, because we all seen my art earlier. It's about making people happy. That's why I wanted to write this series. That's why I wanted to get the series out there, and I'm not, out there to make a huge profit off of it. It's not about the money. It's about doing something you're passionate about, making friends, making people smile, making people happy. And, that's one of the great things about, being able to do stuff like you do. You do sketches for people, and Ed draws art to donate to CB4K and make comic book collecting fun again. He doesn't have to take several hours, and you don't have to take several hours out of your day to do stuff like that. But we do it just because we genuinely like to make people happy, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's not about the money. It's not about how much is in your bank account. It's about your circle of people, the people that you love, the people that you meet out there, your fans, making them happy and helping kids in any way we can.
Hey, Russ, but you can't neglect your art either, because what I've read of your writing, is your art. So don't neglect your art either, because just because we can draw the pictures of what you're telling us doesn't make what you're telling us not art. So don't do that. That's definitely a skill to be able to tell a story and create characters. Stan Lee, one of the greatest at telling stories and creating characters. So don't forget that. Don't cut yourself short.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And and that's what's fun about the stuff pools, is it's not about the art. It's always about what comes with the art.
What
like
he says.
You're going to send
and for you, Clayton, since you're not familiar with the whole stuff pool thing. So Steph Wilson's one of our good buddies. Steph did a piece for Xenonanite Titan. I'll show it up here real quick. There it is. So it's a running joke. He always has the circle template because of the big chested women that he draws. So I went to him and I had this piece commissioned, and he's like, "You want what? You want a male character? I don't draw those." I was like, "Well, you do now because I want you in my book." And so that's a one of a kind piece right there. It's a male character. So he does this segment every week on Thursday nights when he goes live on AASN, which is Artist Alley Shopping Network, which is a division of Comic Unity Online Con 2020 that you see there in the corner. And so he did these weekly sketches, and he has this You Can Draw segment. And so for one week he did for You Can Draw, he did Deadpool. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this and run with it. So every week he does a new drawing, and I add what I call Steph Pool into it. And so if you go on my page, you can find there's actually a photo album of each Thursday. I've made a new one, and I make a little story to go with it and everything. And they're actually really funny. And this was just kind of like a one-off that I did just on one day. I was like, they were talking about doing a cosplay cover for Naughty Fairy Stripper Assassin, having Steph do one. So I drew Steph Pool into his own Naughty Fairy Stripper Assassin cosplay cover and riding his little stick unicorn. So it's all about the jokes. It wouldn't make it fun if we went through a day and I didn't razz somebody,
Well, you need to make sure you save all those pieces and you put them together in a collected edition later. I'm serious. You could add all kind of Charles got a one of his readers sent him a ledger that had Captain Stephen Hawking on it that he had specifically made for it. So we were talking to Charles the other night, and I said, "You know what you need to do, Charles?" Because Charles is an author. I said, "You need to sit down and handwrite a story in that ledger, because it says Captain Stephen Hawking on it, with maps and stuff like that, diagrams and all this stuff, and then produce that later as a piece." That would be awesome.
That's a good idea.
And he's like, "You know what? You gave me a really good idea there." And I mean, because this fan sent him that, so I'm thinking, you write one of your Captain Hawkland's adventures in there, and then he could go along and actually put that out, and he'd probably do quite good with it as far as selling the book. I mean, selling the journal.
Yeah.
But with your collected Steph Pools, you can do a collection of all the different pieces of art you've done that, and then do a little storyline with it, and this on this day and such, and like a journal type thing. You know what I'm saying? With the art.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's your next Kickstarter.
Well, I forgot too. I got Eds. I need to send Eds to him.
Yeah, I'll be sure to get Clayton. Clayton, I'll get you Vengeance of Vampirella. I'll get you a trade copy.
Okay, cool.
And I'll get it out to you. And if you want a virgin, I got plenty of the virgin copies too.
Okay, cool. I'll take both.
Send me your address, and I'll get them out to you.
Well, I tell you what, Mr. Ed, you like that? Well, how would you like a copy of?
That'd be awesome.
All right.
Sign the front, no doubt.
Okay. It's already signed.
And plus, everybody in the audience, don't forget, Clayton's been trying to give away.
Nice.
Clayton's been trying to give away a print tonight too. He wanted you to tell us something about anything he's posted recently.
Yep. I don't know when the show ends, but if you don't know, you only got a limited time now left. Oh, well, it is what it is. What's my character? Anybody know? There you go. What is my favorite character of all time? Shush, Ed. First one to answer gets the free print. And I'll show you the free prints that you're going to get.
There you go. There's the winning answer right there.
Why would I know that would be who would get it? Let's see. I can't find my print. Hold on. Oh, it's in my other book. Okay. Well, I tell you what. Prints. I'm going. This is a special print, and since the person happens to know me.
Yep.
How about this? That's the free print. That's me.
Cool.
Creating my artwork. And all the artwork you see is my artwork.
I do have a question though. What happened to your hair?
Huh? Yep.
He shaved
I said I do have a question though. What happened to your hair in the print? You don't have any.
his head.
What happened to my hair?
Yeah.
Well, I've got some. I try not to have any. I usually shave my head. My hair doesn't grow like it used to. So as I get older, now I have no problem on my face. It's just the head. So I
think we're all having that issue.
I'm not going. I haven't gone bald yet, but it's not. It doesn't lay the way it used to. So normally I shave it, and I don't. But when I have a beard, I have to have a little bit of hair on my head because it looks kind of weird having a beard and no hair.
Mine's the opposite. I got this COVID do going on. Pretty soon I'm going to be going.
But yeah, so we. Sissy, you need to take and give Russell or message me your address so I can send your print to you. Or somebody send me the address so I can send it to them. So there you go. Who was that? Jack Napier said the Punisher. Sorry, Jack, it wasn't the Punisher. I do like the Punisher, but here is this is my all-time favorite team, and I've done a drawing about this. Actually, I don't know if it's in here or not. Let me see. Hold on. My favorite team is that if I were to draw a team to put together would be the Shadow, Batman, the Crow, the Punisher, and I don't have the artwork. Hold on a second. Be right back.
We've lost Clayton.
Yeah, I got the. Oh dear Lord. Hold on. I'll find it in just 1 second. I know bloody well I got it. Oh, and I was doing a series called the Dark Alice series, based off of the Alice in Wonderland, which is in going up. Here you go. This is my 144. That's the Punisher, the Shadow, Batman, and the Crow. And if I were to do more, I would add the Phantom and the Spirit in that as well. Those are my ultimate team, and they're all Gothic type characters.
Jack's got you there. He said, technically, since you said the Shadow first, isn't he your favorite character?
No. I like the Shadow, but I mean, the Shadow is I did a piece I was drawing him. I just did. This is weird. I did 2 shadow pieces exactly the same because the other guy saw one I had done for somebody, and he said he didn't want me to change nothing. He wanted the exact same picture. I'm like, well, I don't normally do that, but he paid me to do it, so that's what I did. So I put two of the same shadow pictures out there. I changed them up a little bit, so they're not exactly alike, but they're pretty close. That is Jack Napier says that is phenomenal. Cool. So technically, isn't he your favorite? No, he's not my favorite, Jack. My favorite character is Batman. Always has been, always will be. I got. Let's see. Hold on a second. Now this is pretty cool. You can get Ed. You might want to check into this. You can get canvas paper, which is basically printer paper that's like canvas.
Right.
And you got it. And I did this on that, and it's actually, I don't know if you'll be able to see the detail on it, but it's just like a canvas.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
it prints beautifully. That is one of my homage piece that I sold, and this is of Detective Comics number 31, which was by Bob Kane originally. And one of my favorite Batman artists is Kelly Jones. So I love trying to do a Kelly Jones style, which is what I did here. So I got a Kelly Jones style type Batman with I love Kelly's work. I think he draws Batman the way I think Batman really should have been drawn since the beginning of time. But very dark, very gothic. He's got some cool stuff. But let's see. Oh, here you go, Ed. These are for you. This is for you. You'll like this one.
Resistance is futile.
Yeah. Social media. That's cool.
And then I was doing the Dark Alice series, which actually was pretty good. And I sold the original piece, but this was the second piece that I was doing in the series. Nobody's seen these yet. Because I was trying to go with the darker feel.
Very cool.
And then
Yeah, the Alice in Wonderland. Yeah.
so yeah, I got this. But I was doing these for a while there and a lot of detail, but they take so much. Like you, when you were doing your landscapes, the inking and when I ink, I'm way too detailed, and that's why I can't help it, and it's just the way I am because it don't look finished until it's finished. Oh, I remember that. You still got that?
Oh, yeah.
My Red Sun Superman that I had.
Yep.
And we all remember this. This is an original pencil drawing I did of a boy with comics.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, and coming up, I want to say the middle of October, we were supposed to have a small show in Edenton, like a craft show, and they shut it down because of COVID. But the lady who organizes it and has a storefront in Edenton, she is giving the different artists a spot in her store for a weekend, like a Saturday. So mid-October, I'll be doing a small little show in called the Gregarious Goose in Edenton, downtown Edenton. So I'll have my table set up just like if I would be at a con, and I'll have my work ready to go right there in Edenton. So I'll be posting, on Facebook about it. So.
Oh, well, send me some information on it, and I'll share it.
Yep.
I mean, I still got a lot of friends and family, and up that way.
Oh yeah, cool piece.
That's me when I wake up in the morning. You like John Wick?
Oh yeah, John Wick's awesome. Cool piece.
This is a really cool Batman piece, I think.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that is a really cool piece.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What you got, Ed?
Well,
Show me one more piece.
One more piece.
Or two more, or three more. What else you got?
Right here at hand, let's see. I got some more. I actually have the book of the Harry Potter art. There's Dobby,
Don't be looking.
and there's the
I like that.
Tale of the Three Brothers.
Really, really. You did a really, really, really good job on that piece. And I think I mentioned that when you originally posted about it. I love that piece. That is an excellent job. The way you laid the character out, the way you did the translucent with it, really good job.
And let's see, where's he at? Professor Snape.
Awesome. Responding to Jack Napier. Jack, actually, you're wrong. Batman originally, when Batman was originally created, he used a gun, and both in the old movie serials, and in the comics originally. But the Comic Code Authority stepped in and said that they couldn't do that. That's why they removed the gun from Batman. But throughout the history, if you look at a lot of the Batman things, he still uses a weapon, or he used a gun. He was even in the army at one point where he was shooting a machine gun. But yes, Batman kills. He just don't do it so much. And those are awesome. Potter. It's Potter. Harry Potter it is.
Voldemort.
Harry.
Yeah.
Harry, please don't hurt me, Harry.
So that's my wife's book of Harry Potter art. So
Yeah, my daughter-in-law loves Harry Potter. I did her. You remember the map where Harry's invisible and he's walking throughout the castle? I
Yes.
did that for a wedding present.
yeah, the Marauders map.
Harry Potter.
Yep.
Yeah, her favorite scene from Harry Potter is when they're all together in the first movie with the candles floating above the tables. That's her favorite scene.
And my first slab of any of my work, that's my first slab piece.
Awesome. One up on me. I don't have any slabs of anything of mine. Well, actually, let me take that back. I have a, it's not a slab. But have you heard of mycomicshop.com?
Yeah.
Well, they graded it. I have a #1 very fine of Mindhunter Omega.
Nice.
So it's not slab. I guess I could get it slab, but but you got one up on me there with the slabs, bro.
Russell has quite a few of those.
No.
Do your Russ.
Yeah, I have quite a few. I like to get my stuff, my important stuff, slabbed so it doesn't get damaged, and so it protects the books from moisture and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm in a group called Old Guys Who Likes Old Comics. A lot of them will argue the point that they think slabbing comics is a sin because comics were meant to read and to hold and to open. Now I have 3. Let me show you what my slabs are. These are the slabs I have.
And see, I beg to argue. Comics are for reading, but variant covers with awesome art are meant to slab. Because if you buy the main cover to read, but then you get the Jesse Witchman art or the David Harrigan art, or if Clayton Murwin did a variant, you get that cover for the artwork. And so that's
right.
That way you can slab it and hang it up, especially if you do a blank cover. That's the main thing that I like to slab for sure always is blank covers.
These are the only ones I own. I have a 5.5 of Batman.
Nice.
This is number 142 DC Comics. Off-white pages. Bill Finger story. Sheldon Moldoff in charge. Paris art. CGC Universal grade. So that's the oldest and the slab I have. I have another slab, which is an autographed 9.6 of William Messner Loeb's Aardvark Van Ham Journey, which is a 9.6.
Very cool.
Number 9. I have a 9.0 of Batman number 407, Year 1, Part 4 by Frank Miller.
Oh, that's an awesome cover.
And then, other than my Batman, this is my favorite slab. This is Tarzan, number 207. It's a 7.5 off-white pages. Joe Kubert and Mary Marvelman story. Joe Kubert and Murphy Anderson art. And Joe Kubert cover.
Oh, yeah. Cool cover.
Yep. So those are the only slabs I have. Not, of course, I don't have a whole lot of the stuff that I used to have. I used to have a massive Batman collection. Unfortunately, when I moved, I wound up having to sell everything I had. So I'm slowly trying to start over.
You'll get there.
So,
well, fellas, it was great having you guys on tonight. I really appreciate you being on the show. It was really cool to get to hang with you and show off your art and hear the inspiring tale of how Ed was inspired by Clayton all those years ago, and now you both are doing the same thing.
Yep. It's pretty cool.
Stockwell, you coming in late, mate.
Yep. Thanks for dropping in, though.
Yeah, thanks for dropping in.
So if you guys want to give one last shout out to everybody where they can find you, I'll give you guys the full screen and let you have the floor for a minute and let everybody know where they can find you and show off some of your stuff real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're going. I thought you were going with Ed first. All right. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook at the Art of the Hero Maker on Facebook. You can also find me on my website at www.artoftheheromaker.com. That's www.artoftheheromaker.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. My website, you can get Captain Hawkling on Amazon.com. I did the cover for this book. You can get Who's Who in Newport. I'm featured in this book as well, and that's on Amazon as well. And you can also get see my artwork in this, The Eye of Dawn, which is on Amazon, which is produced by Ron Fortier and Airship 27 Productions. So is Who's Who. And Charles F. Millhouse is the one that did the Captain Hawkling. You can get that on Amazon. Anything else, you can contact me and I can try to help you out with that. That's pretty much me. It done. Congratulations to Sissy. You're going to get your print.
All right. You can get me on Instagram at Ed's Artworks, and then on Facebook at Ed's Artworks also. Or you can contact me on my regular Facebook, Ed Williams. I have plenty of my Vampirella store exclusive covers, the trade and the virgin copies. I have plenty of sketch card prints. DM me about any Walking Dead remarks that you might want done. Any of the canvases where I'm trying to rework or save any old comic books and put it on a canvas. I have those to work with and put, whatever type of sketch people want on those. And look out for Relinquish coming out. He's going to come out. He's got to. If not, Russell will not have me on his show anymore. And in October, I will have a small show at the Gregarious Goose in Edenton, North Carolina. So I'll be putting some posts up on Facebook about that. And that's about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jack. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. Thank you. Yeah, Russell silent on us. We can't hear you, Russell.
What's up, Russell? He's reading.
Sorry, I like to mute my mic when you guys are talking so it doesn't have feedback because sometimes you get the feedback going on. Anyway, I posted up the links to where you can find Clayton and where you can find Ed on Facebook and at Instagram.
Awesome.
I really appreciate you guys being on tonight. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate you getting on and taking the time to share your work and share your inspirational story of how, you helped inspire Ed to be who he is today and how he is helping to pass on that torch and inspire others like me.
Yeah.
Definitely. And thank you for having us.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much, Russell, for having me on tonight. I appreciate it. I hope I was a fairly decent guest. Ed's old hand at this. You've had him on a couple of times, but I'm new on your show, so but I enjoyed it. I appreciate it. It's great to see you there, old friend.
Yes, definitely, brother. Great to see you.
I'm going to send you guys back to the green room. So if you guys wouldn't mind hanging out for a second, I'm going to say my goodbyes and I'll be back with you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Clayton.
No problem, man. You have a great night. Thanks again for having me on. If you ever want me back on, let me know. You probably will want me on after tonight.
You're fine. Trust me. Well, folks, that was a great show tonight. It was great to see the inspiration. You know, Clayton was an old family friend of Ed's, and he helped to inspire Ed to be the person he is today. If it wouldn't have been for Clayton, we probably wouldn't have this fantastic piece here for Xenonanite Titan, Book 1. Just look at it. And what's amazing is that is all colored pencil, and it's just fantastic. I mean, and this doesn't even do it justice. You would have to see the original art in person, but the detail is phenomenal. So it's great to see these inspirational stories, because that's what this is all about. Being an indie creator is about helping to inspire others and help each other out. And that's what the three of us like to do. We like to help people out, make people happy, make people smile, and give back. So without further ado, I want to bid you all a great week. I hope you guys have a great night. And as always, Russ Explode Studios, projects that will blow your mind. Have a great night, everyone.